Well, here we go. Grand final time in the A-grade competition for 2019. Burleigh Bears are taking on the Southport Tigers as we see the Burleigh Bears making their way onto the field. We just saw an absolute cracker in the A-grade, Mick. Will we get the same out here in the A-grade? It was reserve grade, sorry, we saw the cracker.
Mate, 20s give us a bit of a flavour of what was to come, mate. Currumbin scored in the last minute to secure their victory. They had a 46 win after against Burleigh in the 20s, and then the reserve grade. What a crack of a game, mate. I expected it to be the best game all day, and it didn't let me down at all, mate. Currumbin, Mudgery got home late to beat very, very unlucky, or not unlucky, but very having a crack at Churgan side. And, mate, this one plays two. We had 1 versus 4 in reserve grade, 1 versus 2 in the 20s, 1 versus 2 here. Mate, I don't know, how do you sugarcoat it or don't? I can't see anything but a Burleigh victory here today, mate. I really can't. And I don't know any way how to put it or make it sound nice or whatever. But, mate, I have a look at these two sides on paper. Gee whiz, what a good side Burleigh's got.
Yeah, the only thing that might cause a bit of an issue for them is the lack of footy that they have played over the last month or so. Only the 2 games over the last 5 or so weeks. For the Tigers, as they start to come through their tunnel, big support out here for them this afternoon as well. They had a rough end to the season. They lost their last 4, including their first finals match, but they've strung it together with 2 back-to-back victories in elimination finals. One of them on the road again last weekend at Currumbin. It was a great performance from them. They've got nothing to lose out here. They've just got to throw everything they can. It's got to be their perfect game of footy, though, if they're going to knock Burleigh off this afternoon.
Mate, the funny thing is, and we say it's 1 versus 2, and that's a fact, you know what I mean? They went in as underdogs last week against Currumbin, although they finished on top of them in the ladder. Mate, they short in at times. Churgan, Currumbin were probably a little bit flat, but you know, good on. What we know we are going to get from Tigers, they'll put in. But I just go through the 2 sides on paper, and I know, mate, I know the paper side doesn't win games. I say you've got to get, it's effort and what you put in and what you do. But mate, I'm guessing the effort's going to be there. Gee whiz, it's grand final day, Scotty.
Absolutely. We're just going to pause for a quick second. We'll have the national anthem before the A-grade competition gets underway.
Mate, how's good this young girl from Currumbin, Sina Slater, grade 11 student. You listen to her voice. She is an absolute cracker. There you have it. How outstanding, mate. If I was on the voice, I would have turned around. My chair would have spun. Oh, she's keep going. Sorry about that.
Second verse. How good.
Gee whiz. I hope Burleigh's timing's a bit better than mine. Well done.
Great job, young lady.
Miss Slater.
In front of a big crowd, absolutely nailed that.
Mate, we can't get away from the Slaters, eh? I wonder if she's related to Billy.
Could be.
Well, I'll tell you what, at the football, she's got the singing gift. I'll tell you, that was outstanding, boys.
Yeah, we might just run through the 2 teams as well here, Mick. With Burleigh Bears playing at fullback today, George House. The wingers will be T. McDonald and Reece Tarpany. In the centres, Regan Ogle, Caleb Anderson. The halves will be Matt Egan and Connor Toa. Front row, Tyler Zapanowski and Reece Summer. In hooker is Jordan Scott. The back row is Brett Stratton, Darius Farmer, and the lock is Dylan Kelly. And for the Tigers, Watine at fullback, Alan Boyong and Rutley at fullback. The centres, Turner and Monsell. As we get underway,
bring it on. The grand final has started.
Paulson from the kickoff takes the first hit up. They get numbers in the tackle. They drive the Tigers back towards their own line. So good opening tackle there for the Bears. Contact again in the tackle. Dylan Kelly getting in there with Zepanowski. Now the Tigers come down the right-hand side of the field. Tackle made on Sevi Durbis. We found a mistake here early on.
Mate, grand final nerves, less than a minute in. First, mate, Tigers are going to have everything go their way. They've just got to hang on to the ball, not give silly penalties away. Now, this gives Burleigh field position very early in the piece, doesn't it?
It does. So we'll just go through the remainder of their list. Pari and Dayberg Muir are the halves. Paulson and Young in the front row. Jacob Pottinger in hooker. The captain, Tufa Katsihi and Jaleel Sevi Durbis in the second row. And Simi Arta locks the scrum for the Tigers this afternoon. So great opportunity here early on for the Bears. Feeding the scrum here 30 metres out from their own line. As Toll picks it up and links up with Egan. Nice early touch, the halves combining.
They got generals all over the paddock, haven't they? If Southport are to be in this game, and they will be, mate, they need their key players. They need the halfback, Dayberg Muir, the hooker, Pottinger, that they've got to play out of their skin today. We know what they've got in them. They're both very, very any players.
As Kelly now goes to the line, they're about 5 metres out, the Bears. As they come out to the right side, Toll plays short and flat.
Darius Farmer, that's good defence, Tigers. They read that well.
They go down the right-hand side again, try to catch them. Egan puts it on the toe. Contested football, the Southport Tigers are going to clean it up. Repeat set early on. It's all the Bears throwing pressure towards the Southport Tigers.
That was just that was a training drill, wasn't it? They've punched in there, got the repeat set. I know we're only early. It's a funny atmosphere.
It is actually. It's quite calm at the moment.
Well, we went through. Both well supported. The reserve grade, Murray Bar well supported, Tugan well supported, mate. They come out of the woodwork. Their supporters. It was noise all game.
So Stratton picks up the crumbs. Bit of a wobbly old restart,
which puts them back in a fantastic field position.
Kelly takes another hit up into the line. Pottinger and Arta making the tackle. 15 out from the Tigers line. They play out the back. Todd links up with Egan. They've got the numbers. Ogle comes back infield. Ogle goes towards the line. Opening points in the grand final here for the Burleigh Bears.
Gee whiz.
What a start.
Mate, 3.5 minutes in, mate, as I said, that first repeat set looked like a training drill for them, you know what I mean? That's early points. Southport have got to hang on to things. I know it's 3.5 minutes in, but, they've got to start. They just can't give too many early points away. Because I tell you, they won't be running this side down. You said the lack of match fitness, 1 game in 5 weeks. I thought maybe the chink in the armour, Southport get to a reasonably handy, lead in the 25th, 30th minute or something, and Burleigh had to play catch-up, hard to do. But, they come out and lead 4-0 with a kick to come after 3.5 minutes. It's dead set to start. Burleigh would have wished and wanted. Yeah,
you just get the feeling that Southport, they just have to get pretty much everything right. And that really came off on their first set in possession. An error on the roll ball, repeat set, then points.
Absolutely, mate. They've got to have everything go their way. And as I said, their key players have got to play out of their skin, Mate, you get in there last week. I just hope, mate, they've run second in the competition. Mate, great win last week. Mate, it's a grand final, you know what I mean? There's a lot at stake here today.
That'll be a tough conversion attempt right on the sideline.
Dylan Kelly kicking.
Yeah, it looks like Kelly going to line this one up.
Well, there you go. How's his kicking record? I don't think I've seen Dylan kick too many.
I think we did a game in the rounds, and he was taking all the shots in front of goal.
Oh, that's right. He was too. We had Matty Egan. He was kicking at some stage. TRD, Tyrone Roberts Davis, who's playing in trust tomorrow.
Why wouldn't he kick it?
How dare I
Why
question?
wouldn't he kick
How
it?
dare I question? Give yourself an uppercut.
Absolutely slots it from the
Oh,
sideline.
fair dinkum.
So,
Well, I asked the question, why the heck hasn't he been kicking?
mate, they've robbed themselves more
They've robbed
points throughout
Unbelievable.
the regular season. Look at that shot from the sideline. Okay, we're back underway. It was a spiralling type kickoff and picked up there from Stratton.
Stratton, Jordan Scott, geez.
Just star power across this Burleigh side as Anderson comes across from the right-hand side of the field to take a hit up himself. Slow play the ball. They get up and carry on now. Zepanowski taking the hit up. Edging towards the halfway line now with Reece Summer. A little bit of work around the head from the Tigers. They go the early kick on 4 here. Matt Egan sends it downfield. Watine at the back. Cleans it up nicely.
Yeah, no pressure.
They didn't get too much purchase on that kick. Egan went straight into the hands of Watine.
Mate, I think they just kick it through and just get the Burleigh line, make sure your defensive line's set, and they're right onto it. So
Rutley picks up from half. Takes the metres. So they come back infield now. Good contact as the Bears drive back. Monsell. Now Paulson. Tackled on the 40. Fifth tackle now for the Tigers. See what sort of attacking kick they go with. They send it up.
here we go.
Topping it at the back. Oh, lets it go to George House. It might have been a late call there from House to say it was his, but Tarpany was looking to snatch that one up himself.
Potential disaster, but Georgie comes through. He's had a big year, George House.
And another penalty given. Bit of work around the face. Bit of word. Couple of words there between the two nines.
Mate, and which we talk about, all of a sudden you got, Southport let them off the hook. They get them in a position where they got Burleigh coming out of their own end and give the penalty away. So Jordan Scott, the hooker for Burleigh, his old man, he captained premiership side with Tigers, so there's no love lost there. There's some links there.
There you go.
Dean Scott.
Wonder who he's going for today.
Oh, he'll be going for Jordan, don't worry about that.
So Bears after the penalty. Slow play the ball again. Kelly plays. Tor goes across the line. Throws the dummy. Gets away from the first defender.
Jeez.
Can't get away from the second.
Nearly opened up. Here we go. A little bit of niggle. What do we got?
Referee's
Swash.
going to come in here. It's too fucking tea.
Oh, it's gone Southport's way.
So something got fucking tea here. Interested there.
I know the niggle's in, I tell you now, Southport don't want to fall into the niggle because, football's going to win this grand final for them if they're any hope, not the niggle and stuff. Mind you, the penalty's gone their way.
Decent touch finder there from Rutley.
Absolutely.
Picks up metres. They'll get back underway in the 20-metre line here, the Southport. Good chance for them now in good field position to respond to Burleigh. They're looking for opening points of their own. It's Paulson's
Look
met.
at the defence.
They drive them back. Summer, Scott in the tackle. Oh, Pottinger is met and the ball spills out as well. Pottinger gets a couple of shoves in the back for his worth
That's
as well.
insult to injury, isn't it? He's a key man, Pottinger. He had an outstanding game last week.
So House now sends it out to Tapani. Tapani comes back infield. Brehe in the tackle. Alan Boyong over the top. Toa back infield to Kelly.
It's just got a real good mix, the young blokes and the experienced bloke. And have a look at the Burleigh bench, you know what I mean? The side's defined by the quality of their bench. They've got some handy blokes coming off the bench.
Zepanowski tackled on the 40-metre line. Egan puts it on the toe again. Martini takes it on the full, turns around.
And the chase. Good on you, Matty.
Yeah,
Matty Egan, well done.
Chases his own kick. Great job. Yeah, there's a penalty here as Monsell takes a hit up. Called offside, the Burleigh Bears. So
We've got old Swashy referee out there. He's letting the whistle blow, mate. We had Nathan Swashy, captain Mudgery in the reserve grade premiership, scored 2 tries. You've got Hayden Swash playing in the Intrust qualifying grand final tomorrow. And Swashy out here refereeing the game. And the mother's life member of the Mudgery Redbacks. So
big footy family.
Big footy family for the weekend.
Barry Rutley's getting purchase on these touch finders. It's another good one away. A restart on the 40-metre line. It's putting up. It goes to Arta. Arta fights for the extra metres. 25 out now, the Tigers. Parihi goes to the line. Paulson can't get away from Darius Farmer. They head down the left-hand side. Dayberg Muir takes the line on himself. Quick play the ball. I can see he from half, bouncing away from 1, gets away from 2. Can't get away from the 3rd. It's the last one now here for the Tigers. Bouncing ball, Parihi picks it up. No, it's Parihi puts the kick in now. It's up and in chase. Has it got too much on it? It does.
Mate, slightly too much, but it was a clever kick. It was on. Burleigh getting up very quick in defence. They've just punched it in behind the defensive line. They keep up the Burleigh tack. That'll be on later in the game.
So it's happening from the restart. Picks up 10 metres. Nice run from McDonald as well. The outside backs coming in to do the work early in the set. Nice shot on Ogle.
Mate, they're doing the work, and look at the yardage they're making. Mate, a forward hasn't touched the ball yet. Here's Kelly lining up for his shot.
So Kelly comes into the line. Paulson in the tackle. They come down the right-hand side. Tar feeds it to Zepanowski. They head down that right-hand side again. Egan comes to the line, straightens up. Farmer trying to get away from Monsell. Can't get away. I can see he comes in to finish the job.
Re-sign with the Titans, Darius Farmer. Great kid, mate.
Egan bends it back infield. Nice take there from Watine.
Yeah, he read that well. Good on you, Watine.
Johnny on the spot.
And got the penalty.
Yeah, inside the 10 is the call. So they're plenty eager, the Bears. It's the second time that we've seen them be called inside the 10.
Yeah, mate, that was that kick in behind the defensive line. That's what I said. They're getting up very quickly.
So Rutley sends it over again.
But I'll tell you, 2 or 3 penners will slow him down, Scotty. I'll give you the tip.
So back underway, potting up. Back infield again. Dominant tackle there from the Bears. Oh, a little bit of a strikeout. Jordan Scott copying another shot. He's in the wars in there this afternoon. Getting amongst the dirty work in the middle. Potting here again from half. Bit of a nothing play there, no support. On his left-hand side to be able to link up with. They go back out. Dayberg Muir dishes. I can see he bounces away from 1. Egan comes back, gets him down to ground. Dayberg Muir, Pottinger. They're just a bit flat-footed here, the Tigers. There's Paulson tackled on the 40. Last tackle. Watine sends it up. House is in good position, takes it just in front of the try line. Comes across field, gets away from 1, gets away from 2. And then coming across to finish the tackle off. Lee Turner coming back there at George House. Anderson again takes another hit up early in the tackle count. As McDonald comes in, takes more metres. Kelly again. Pretty consistent with the way they're coming out of their end of the field, Mick. The outside backs are doing the job. And then we see the likes of Kelly and now Zepanowski coming in on 5th tackle. They go to Egan. Egan sends one up. Again, Watine out the back.
It must be the game plan. He's kicking down their throats. He's not kicking away from them, so they just must be happy to get the defensive line set and get up there and start off the tackling real well. But
Rutley, oh! One of the Burleigh players took a little bit of a slip there, and Rutley identified that, decided to have a go at it as Ogle takes the line, gets easy metres, the ball just spilling out again.
Mate, he's an inch away from being through. and then sadly dropped the ball at the end.
Yeah, he had a good look. Barry Rutley. But this is a big defensive set here for the Tigers. As Tor goes flat to Zapanowski. They're 10 out here from the Tigers line. Bears back on the attack. Scott to Kelly. Kelly shows and goes. Metres away from the line. Slow play the ball. Scott from half goes flat again to Zapanowski. They hold him up. Right in front of the posts. Play out the back. Tor puts it on the toe. It's taking the deflection. It's going back. They'll get 6 more here. No, they throw it.
That's forward.
And he's offside as well.
Mate, I don't think he played the 6 to go, did he?
It did. Well, he didn't indicate it straight away. What do you reckon, Mick? Looked like the leg came out playing at the football.
Yeah, well, mate, played on for mine, but anyway, they're 50-50 calls, aren't they? And, mate, and as we know, mate, the Southport are going to need every bit of luck, so I can certainly live with it.
So Turner gets us back underway.
And I love saying it, the battle of the coaches, Matty Foster and Steve Dowd, mate. Some rugby league brains amongst them too.
Nice run into the line.
Yeah, Southport Tigers, we'd all written them off, you know. They lose their last 5 games. We've written them off, and mate, here they are, grand final day.
Exactly. It's amazing what a bit of momentum can do as well. Once they got that first win, they've got the second one.
Well, they've seen that qualifying preliminary final against Currumbin where they got beat. They're in the game the 7 minute, got comprehensively beat in the end, but they're in the game the 7 minute. And, you know, sort of said, I think they turned the corner that day, and they went down, had a good win against Jurgen, and then backed it up last week. Beating Currumbin's, you know, no easy task.
Dave Muir again.
He's got to get his hands on the ball. Good to see, Dave Muir.
He just continues to take on the line, running half-back.
There, look at this.
Oh, the bounce of the ball, and Tuppeny having to play it.
Yeah, good footy. See, that's on, that kick. That is dead set on. Dowdy's done his homework there. And, mate, what it'll do, it'll slow the defensive line up again. You know, they'll be a little bit hesitant to come up quickly.
So they've worked their way into the game a little bit now over the last 5 or so minutes. They definitely got blown away at the start of the match. It was all Burleigh, but they've done a good job there, the Tigers, and a repeat set.
Scotty, and we've seen that all year. You expect nothing less. You know, they are. They're all-round side that everyone does their job. But what I'm saying, that these blokes, you know, the key players have got to play stand-out games. We've got to see the stand-out performances. But you're right, they have played their way right in the game. Good field position here, 20 out.
Great chance here for the Tigers as Young takes it from the restart. Atta now into the line. Stratton in the tackle. They come down the right-hand side. Pottinger turns it back inside. Sevi Dervis. Tackle.
And Hansom's on early. Oh, 18 minutes. And, geez, that's gone quick. So that's Hampson on to hooker and Pottinger to lock.
Yeah, we saw that last week. Worked out trumps for the Tigers. See if it comes off again. So Hampson it is in the half. Switches in. Paulson. Paulson still fighting in the tackle. They're only a couple metres out from the line. They come out back to Paree. Paree puts it on the toe. Tuppeny having to clean up again. So back-to-back sets here for the Southport Tigers.
Mate, that's good
nice
pressure.
Little kick again, wasn't it?
Yeah, good pressure, good footy. Mate, the repeat 6 set against the win. You know, they got it back to the 21st tackle last time, so give themselves another crack. You keep chipping away, you'll knock the ball down eventually.
So can the Tigers crack the Bears here? Second repeat set. Egan sends one up. Doesn't get much on it. This is going to bounce. Oh, they just can't get the favourable bounce. Oh, it almost comes. Did they both touch it there? The referee has said that he has.
Yes.
Hampson going for the football as well. And he's knocked that on.
Mate, you've got to be confident in the grand final. Someone should have called that ball and just taken it. Grab the ball by the horns. Mate, I don't know why he's arguing. Dead set knock on. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, they're both there at the same time, wasn't it? Someone did have to call the ball. You're spot on. That's all they needed. One of the players just had to get it. You have to say, from the restart as well, the wind is behind the Tigers, so you can see that the kick held up there in the breeze from Egan.
So against Hence again, you know, we wanted Southport to get to a lead, but with the wind, you know, they give too many points away this half. It's going to be a tough ask coming into win the second half. Mate, 20 minutes gone. She's just gone quick, Scotty.
Has gone quick, hasn't it? Still the score of 6-0. It's Tuppeny from the scrum. Scott from half. Links up with Anderson again. These outside backs, the metres that they're making early on in the set is really setting the Bears up to be in a good position at the back end. It's McDonald. Oh, that's Tuppeny now. My apologies.
Yeah, well, you see, you love this. It's a fourth and fifth tackle before a forward touches the ball.
Oh, bouncing away. Reece Summer. Scott to Tor. Out the back to House to Stratton.
Good defence, Southport.
Yeah, they got numbers in the tackle on that occasion.
Last tackle. What are we doing? What are we doing? What's he done? He's knocked it on. What are we doing? What are we doing? We've knocked it on and give Southport a feed or a changeover. The feed.
Yeah, they're pretty happy as well. Good to see the boys coming in. The crowd are pretty happy with that.
We need the crowd in it, mate. We've come off that cracker reserve grade game and the crowd were right into it. And they played an unbelievable role. You know, two great crowds, Mudbury Bar and Churgan. And, mate, the hill's full of orange, so Tigers have got plenty of supporters here.
Fair smattering. They need to hear them. They need to get vocal.
Need to hear them, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a Burleigh home crowd here.
Every little bit helps.
So Pre will feed the scrum. Right on the 30-metre line here for the Tigers. Hampson picks it up at the back. Again, look at the Bears driving them back. In the tackle.
That hurts, doesn't it?
That hurts. Ben Vellini on the park now for the Bears in the 16.
For who? Who come off? Oh, there you go.
See who's off at the moment, but this is the man that we want to keep at. He sparks him every time he comes on. Big Denzel Nagati. Good opening first hit up from the big man. Dayberg Muir comes off that left foot straight into Farmer.
Oh, here we go. There's a penalty.
Yeah, a little bit of niggle. The boys coming
Tyler
up.
Sparks, yeah. Through the elbow in.
The referee will just pull the two teams apart here. We see it again, the halfback for Southport Tigers, Jermaine Dayberg-Muir. Every time he's getting the ball, he's just taking the line on as well. He's got great footwork, came off the left foot.
Mate, he's got to take it on and beat the line, mate. That's what he's got to do if they're going to be that chance. But mind you, under 20 minutes in the first half, it's only 6-0. But, mate, they're having a crack at Scott. There's no love loss there.
No love loss at all. That's a good shot there from Farmer. They just went on with it a little bit too much.
Well, the two bookends come off, mate. Zivanowski and Kelly. And who's going on? Sparks and...
Maiden's still on the bench, so Vellini's on. So it'll be Tyler Sparks and Vellini back out on the field. And like we said, Denzel Nagati on. Hampson's on as well for the Tigers. So changes for both sides. Referee's going to call out Connor Ty here.
Connor's the captain. Maybe he's telling him to settle it down a bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
But there's been plenty of penalties. He's settled it down. The whole lot settled down. So
a little bit of work in the ruck. The penalty goes to the Southport Tigers.
And that goes for both sides. The niggly stuff's not going to win you the game. All they've done is, Burleigh's given Southport great field position and give them a crack.
Yeah, again, another really good chance here for opening points. They're straight from the tap-off. Naz Mansell. There's two footies on the field. We'll just pull time off. We get back underway now. Time on from the referee.
Good stuff.
It's Paulson. Takes it from Fakatihi. Hampson in the half. They go back down the left-hand side. They play at the back. Dayberg-Muir. They get up. Good rushing defence. Ogle making the tackle. They play out the back again. Parihi links up with Watini to Turner. Turner comes back in field. 3 in the tackle there for the Bears.
Yep.
10 metres out from the line. Hampson playing laterally across the field. Parihi links up with Dayberg-Muir, but can't hang on to that one. Another mistake for the Tigers.
Yeah, they've got to stick, haven't they? They're chancing their arm. I like what they're doing. They're dead set having a crack, but you expect nothing less. But they've got to have, they've got to go to end. They've got to stick, and they've got to have that little bit of luck go their way. It just seems to me that Burleigh's got another gear in them. They seem to be going through the motions. There's no real urgency. They're just not doing what they need to do at the moment.
And we saw that a little bit in the grand final qualifier when they took on Currumbin. They were down actually going into the halftime break 6-4, but then all of a sudden in the second half they just came out and absolutely lit the fuse and went on with it. That's one thing that Southport are going to have to be wary of. They're still in this match, there's no doubt. So it's actually Southport who have picked up the scrum feed here as it comes out towards Turner. Tackled by Anderson. They start to show him the sideline, dumps it back on the inside. Nice work from Watini to be able to pick up the crumbs. Hampson to Paulson. They pick Paulson up again and drive him back. The Bears forwards have been pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gardy, he goes to Pottinger.
Oh, Gardy, the playmaker.
How good is he? The world's biggest
halfback, that's for sure.
Hampson goes to big show and go, now to Nagati. Can he get over the line? He can't. They stop him just a couple metres short. They play, they go short to Paulson. Does Paulson stretch out and get there?
He's held up, I think, is he?
Fifth tackle,
no,
he's short. A whisker away from the opening points for Southport.
That was good footy, the face ball.
Watine, he goes short.
Yeah,
Semi-Dervis gets there in the line. And they finally cracked the Burleigh Bears.
Mate, that's lining them up a bit too, isn't it?
Just a mountain of possession down this end of the field. Beautiful flat ball. They found the hole, they found the space. Opening points to the Tigers.
Mate, they've got him behind that defensive line and got over the try, but they had a crack, and, mate, they've got the points. So we got game on. Mate, 14 minutes before half-time, 6-4. Yeah. It's a half a game that hasn't shown much, but it's 6-4 and Southport are well in the game.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely.
It was good lead-up play, though, wasn't it? They went short and flat at the line through the middle and then played out the back, and the space opened up, and it was a great line from Semi-Dervis as well, getting on the outside of his defender, slammed it down for the points.
Mate, well, you see me wrap the coaches all year. I've wrapped them, and mate, clearly Dowdy's done his homework here. So, mate, that's just pinching him. Quick in defence. Mate, they're getting him behind that line and resulted in a 4-pointer there with a kick to come. Mate, we're playing the footy on the Saturday due to the Intrust Cup tomorrow, mate. Burleigh's got Sunshine Coast here in the HTC 20s and the Intrust. So they've had to move the grand final, which would have been a Sunday day. They've moved it back to Saturday. And I know all the players were cheering about the Saturday game.
Yeah, I can imagine why. Yeah. Might have been a few sickies on Monday, were you thinking, if it was going to stay on the Saturday? On the Sunday, I should say.
There you go. Good on them. They're getting into it now, the crowd.
Starting to get rowdy.
That's great.
And they should. It's a great fight back over the last 10 minutes here for the Tigers. They get themselves back in the match. Big kick here from Rutley. Can they level it up? Beautiful conversion.
That's a great kick. Mate, that's his side, isn't it? He loves that side. But I think you alluded, I think you showed me pre-game, mate, the three times these players have met, Southport have only had the 10 points in them. So,
yeah.
Points may be an issue for Tigers, but, mate, 10 points may be enough to win this game. How would you know?
Yeah, 3 matches that they lost against Burleigh through the regular season. They didn't score any more than 10, but Burleigh certainly scored a gaggle of points when they came up against them. So Tigers,
a gaggle of points. Beautiful, love it.
And look at him coming off the back fence to guard him, but met nicely. Good offload as well, links up with Watine. So they take the extra metres. Smart footy there from Nagati off the first hit up.
There's a touch of Sam Cassiano in him, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. That was a great first hit up, and to get the offload away as well. Outstanding work. Really puts the Tigers on the front foot. They've got their tails up now. Dayberg Muir again.
It's incredible what points do, isn't it? Don't it put a bit of spice in your step?
Ooh, he might be injured here. And he's back to his feet. The referee's just calling time off. Might be a little bit of claret on the scone. So a little bit of a conference taking place in the middle of the field at the moment.
Which we don't need. We have a conference at half-time or full-time, mate. Let's play some footy, This is the grand final. Do they know that?
Not too sure, mate. There's a lot of stoppages in footy these days, isn't there?
Yeah, we stop it and call them back 1 metre to play the ball.
Oh, don't start. Don't start.
That is.
It'll happen at some stage, yeah.
Oh, Gold Coast President Peter Daly throws his head in the box. Good to see you, Pete.
Good to see you too, Mike.
All right, back underway. Dayberg Muir getting some work done in the backfield. They come back out, the try scorer. Sevi Dervis tackled out here on the right-hand side of the field. Hampson goes down the short side. Show and go from Hampson. Now links up with Turner. Turner comes back in field. Still going as Turner. Gets the ball out the back. Sevi Dervis tries to pick up the crumbs, but he's knocked it on.
He's knocked it on.
Woo!
Oh, that was a good passage of football, Southport. What's happened to them the last 10 minutes? Terrific.
Yeah, they've definitely got a spark after scoring that last try. Nice little short side play. Caught the Bears napping.
Mate, 11 to go.
Here's if they can hang into the game here and get more points before half-time. Gee whiz. Wouldn't that liven things up going into the half-time
certainly
break?
would. Have a look. It's 6-all. It's a score line I didn't think it'd be on.
So Jermaine Dayberg-Muir still getting attention out in backfield. You get the old strapping tape around the melon. So another short stoppage.
Luke Madden, he's about to go on for Burleigh, the 17. Nick Kosef's nephew. Pretty handy bloodlines there, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't he chop blokes in half? Oh, Nick Kosef.
I'll tell you what, you watch young Luke go, mate. He's eligible for the under-20s. Played a lot of A-grade this year. He's come down from Toowoomba. Brought a mountain of support down with him today. He's a great kid too, mate. You got Jordan Scotty's Scotty Sattler's nephew, so we've got some pretty decent bloodlines running around.
Absolutely. So Dayberg Muir has had the repair work done. He gets back into the defensive line. So 11 minutes left to go here in the first half. Locked up at 6-all. It's the A-grade grand final. Thanks to Q-Top. It's Tarpany from the scrum. Tackled on the 30-metre line. Scott goes to Egan. To Farmer. Look at that. Darius Farmer. Almost getting over the top. Nice tackle though from Munsell.
He's a big boy, Darius. I don't think he's stopped growing yet either.
Yeah, ball spills out the back. Connor Toll picks it up. Ogle comes back in field. Yeah,
and give the penalty away.
Ogle goes to quick tap. He's off to the races here. Comes off the left foot. Good work from Pottinger.
Smart football, Ogle.
Yeah, back on the underway. It's Maiden now. Strong hit up into the line. Toe again.
Do it all day, mate.
Straightens up, goes short and flat. Vellini, nice quick play the ball again. Toa again, shows, holds himself. Hampson in the tackle, links up with House. House gets away from one, gets away from two. Short of the line.
Go, George.
Scott shows the big dummy.
Gee, they weren't going to let him in. They say anyone's going to score except Jordan Scott. That's what the Southport Tigers are saying.
He ran into a brick wall there. Toa puts it down low. Bouncing ball. Darius Farmer picks up the crumbs. And he slams it down. Well, the Tigers, they were there. Watini was there to take it. But the bounce of the football straight into the hands of Darius Farmer. And they strike with under 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Mate, big games, grand finals, mate. It's the bounce of the ball, isn't it? The bounce of the ball certainly went Burleigh's way there. 10-6 lead. Kick to come, which you think he'll punch it over.
Yeah, good response from the Bears because, as we made mention, the Tigers did a really good job to work themselves back into that match. They had a bulk of possession and then...
And, Scotty, I'm glad you said that because now it's critical. Let's see the response of the Southport Tigers.
Yes. Yeah, they're really going to have to dig deep. You feel like they need to stay within striking distance.
Oh, without question, they've got to stay within striking distance, mate. And that stat, you know what I mean? I know stats throw them out the window, grand final day, do whatever. So clearly... the Burleigh defence unsettled Southport Tigers, hence 10 points in the 3 games they've played. You know, that doesn't go unnoticed. So they have got to keep within striking distance and not let Burleigh get too far away.
So it'll be Tuppeny who takes the conversion attempt. Dylan Kelly on the sideline, the sideline conversion specialist.
And then Currumbin in the 19s, on 20, they'll be celebrating tonight, and Mudbury Bar Redbacks win back-to-back premierships, as Currumbin did in the 20s. And so there's going to be a different club win the A grade. It is Southport or Burleigh, but so the premiership trophy's heading in all directions.
So the conversion attempt was successful. Pushes them back out to that converted try lead. 12-6 on the scoreboard. As Tyler takes from the kickoff. Maiden into the line.
So he's got a little step on him, Luke, too, for a big fella.
Yeah, late at the line as well, wasn't it?
Egan
is talking of stepping. Egan gets away from one.
Mate, Matt Egan one side, Connor Toy the other side. They got generals all over the paddock. Jordan Scott from the middle. You know, Georgie House talking from the back. There's plenty of generals there.
Farmers tackled.
And then throw in your Darius Farmers and your Luke Maddens and your Tapani, you know what I mean? There's youth all over the paddock as well.
Sparks now. Sparking the Burleigh Bears. He goes for Leaney. Still going in the tackle, still fighting for every metre.
Mate, every time we play, Valini plays well, doesn't he?
Egan now puts it up.
Well done.
Beautifully taken at the back.
Yeah, well done. Who was that?
It might be Barry Rutley, I think.
Good on you, Rutley. We've been critical. He's been suspect under the ball. That was beautiful, Rutley. Well done.
So standing quite compressed here, the Tigers at the moment. As Alan Boyong takes a hit up. You could throw a blanket over him. And they're running into each other. Watini gives it to a flat-footed Fakatihi, but he recovers nicely.
Mate, Southport did this last week. They bunched up and they thought, oh, geez, they're going nowhere. All of a sudden they spread out and they started throwing the ball around and scored points, which got them home. At times I thought, oh, they're buggered, they're stuffed, you know what I mean? And there's, what are they doing? So I don't know whether it's a dead set ploy.
Well, here they go. They do spread it out as Turner again gets on the outside, but he is slung across the sideline. Caleb Anderson and the boys, they come from everywhere to pat him on the back. Good defensive play. They've tried to come down this right-hand side. That's their go-to side, no doubt. The Tigers with Anderson up to the call.
Yeah, well, Turner would be disappointed with himself there, mate. They did the hard work. They got through the half break and sadly went into touch. Burleigh feed. Relieves the pressure again. 5 to go before half-time.
So 12-6 on the scoreboard. A pretty good first half. It's been back and forth between these two teams. George House feeds the scrum. Scott picks it up at the back. And Anderson getting over the top of one. Might have caused a little bit of damage there to Naz Monsell. McDonald. Another hit up from the outside backs. Here comes Sparks. They're just tucking it up and playing it through the middle of the field at the moment, the Bears, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're
just happy to do it, mate.
line.
They're happy to do it through the backs, the forwards.
Bellini with another hit up. Scott shows and goes himself, holds on to the football.
Yeah, well done. He read that well.
Tie into half, goes to House. House puts it on the toe. Oh, 2 Tigers coming in. And nice pick up at the back, though, Alaboyong. The Bears are driving him back.
Gee whiz. That's good footy, Burleigh Bears.
So the 2 Tigers there, I think it was Watini and Alaboyong, almost colliding.
Almost colliding, and then it was a Burleigh effort, got him back in goal. They dragged him back 5 metres.
So good kick chase.
Great kick chase.
And a repeat set, 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Right before halftime, this would be the last thing that the Tigers want going into the halftime break if the Bears get more points.
Mate, crucial 3 minutes. You just said it. They cannot afford to give Burleigh any more points.
Decent dropout. Oh, it's come off the boot and the hand of Luke Maiden. The Southport Tigers fans not happy. Could have been a knock on. So Verlini, huge dropout from the Tigers. They get the offload. They come out. Stratton, Anderson. Anderson's going down the sideline as Bree comes over the top. They get them down to the ground. They're within striking distance again here, the Bears. House to Scott. Maiden. Is that late footwork at the line? 10 metres out from the line here, the Bears. Tar to Egan. Egan comes off his right foot.
You know what? I'll wrap the Southport defence, mate. They're under enormous pressure, are you?
Connor Tar again to Sparks. Sparks looking for the offload. They get him down. 5 metres out from the line. This is the last tackle now for the Burleigh Bears. Scott plays out the back. Egan comes off the left foot. Great work from Dayberg Muir. Ogle links up, puts the kick on, and they've cleaned it up at the back. Lateen does the job.
Hey, good on Southport Tigers. They hung in there and hung in there. I thought they were going to crack, but to their credit, they didn't. Well done, Southport.
Huge defensive set for the Tigers. 2 minutes to go on the clock here before the half-time. Is now Rutley gets away from defenders and picks up metres.
Mate, I'll pop over to the Burleigh sheds and see if I can get myself a start at half-time. See what Coach Foster's got to say. It's
the Tigers potting up again. They're standing pretty flat-footed here. They come back out to Turner. Again, getting away from tackles, but he's losing ground here, Turner. Now gets the pass away to Ngardi. Ngardi goes to Dayberg Muir. Dayberg Muir gets on the outside. Still going. Dayberg Muir almost spins away from the tackle. You can hear the call from the Burleigh bench right in front of us. They're trying to get the defensive line to come up and put pressure on the Tigers. 1 minute 20 on the clock before half-time as Donnelly fights in the tackle. Hanson goes out the back. Wateen just puts it on the toe. Is this going to roll over the sideline? No, it doesn't get there. House picks it up. Nice kick chase, though, from the Tigers. And the kicker.
Great chase. Good on you, Southport Tigers. That's great chase.
Wateeni, the kicker, coming up.
And the good thing, they'll go into half-time at 12-6. Well in this game, Southport Tigers. Well done.
Another hit up for Caleb Anderson. Stratton. They'll just come back to the mark here.
Yeah,
here we go. We knew we'd get one in for you, Mickey boy.
Good on you, Swossy.
Oh, he's going to do it again.
Yes, well done.
Blade of grass.
Yes.
And that's exactly where he played it the last time.
How dare he?
So Maiden. 40 out from their own line here, the Bears. House, they try to play down the short side. Great tackle around the legs there from Turner. Gee, isn't he having a game? They skip across the face of House. It goes to Todd. Todd puts it up. Spiralling bomb.
Oh, no. Good
Yes, did a great job. Alan Bayong under the ball.
Yeah, great stuff. They've been terrific under the high ball.
10 seconds before the halftime break.
I'll go and have a squeeze, eh?
It's a slow play ball. They give the penalty away. Trying to slow that one up. So one play here for the Southport Tigers. They'll kick it over the sideline. Gain some metres. He's going to have a shot. Well, they've got the wind behind them. They're about 52 metres out from the post here. We've seen stranger things happen on a footy field. The way Rutley's been kicking out towards the sideline, he gets plenty of purchase on it. This is going to be interesting here. 2 points will reduce that margin down to 4. So Barry Rutley, 10 metres in from the sideline, 52 metres out from the post. Well, this might be a rugby league miracle if he slots this. Rutley comes in. Can't quite get the distance. It goes under the post. It was directed nicely. Now, this could be a bit of a danger sign. What does George House do? He just comes into the line. We'll take the tackle. And that will do us here for the first half. We've got a game on our hands. The Burleigh Bears, the minor premiers, they go into the halftime break with the lead. The current score here in the A-grade grand final is the Burleigh Bears 12, Southport Tigers 6.
Also, one of the boys is saying, I'm watching too.
I'm just gonna turn my camera off so I can change my battery. How's my live view looking? Sorry.
Welcome back to Pizzey Park. Both teams making their way back out onto the field for the second half. We've got a cracker on our hands here in the A-grade grand final between Burleigh and the Southport Tigers. 12-6 is the score, with the Bears taking the lead into the halftime break. Tigers doing a really good job hanging in there at the moment, but it was the Bears who got the last try in the second half to take the sniff and the lead going into the halftime break. So 40 minutes to go in the 2019 season. 40 minutes to go as Mick joins me back in the commentary box. Someone's got to win this grand final here, Mick. Second half to go.
Mate, got to start in the Burleigh sheds at half time. Stock standard call, mate. He's very proud of their effort. Mate, 40 minutes to go, just as you were saying. It's theirs to lose now. They lead 12-6. He just said, please come off with nothing in the tank. And that should be enough to get you home. So, fairly stock standard stuff. And, mate, he's very happy with their performance. And he probably says, too, that I just wonder where Southport's points are going to come from. They had enough ball in there. They probably should have more points on the board with the ball they had in that first half. Mate, 7-2 penalty count would surprise me. That concerned the coach, of course. Been a bit of a puff. I've run across that paddock there.
Mate, you're right. The defibrillator on standby just in case. As Jordan Scott goes from half. This is a nice opening set here for the Burleigh Bears. Last tackle now for them. Tar sends it up in the air. Nice take from Alamoyong at the back. We've got one of the Tigers down behind play here. Dallas Donnelly, as the referee now pulls up. Looks like he might be grabbing at an arm or a shoulder here.
Shoulder. I'm not sure what happened. Did you see what happened?
Couldn't quite see. Off the ball. He doesn't look too flash.
Oh, that's no good. You don't wish that upon anybody. That's coming back play, has it?
Yeah, he's no good.
No, he's no good, mate. He's calling him off.
You can see the trainer.
Mate, he hadn't broken an arm, has he?
Hopefully not. He's definitely in a bit of distress there behind backfield.
There's the neck. Well, he's got himself up to walk off. That's a reasonable sign, I suppose.
Yeah, so they're going to play a player down by the look of that. Dallas Donnelly. Yeah, he's grabbing the shoulder, maybe the collarbone as well. So it looks like his day might be done. That makes the task just that little bit harder for the Tigers now, doesn't it? Oh,
without question, mate. As I said, the key players, and he's one of the key forwards, mate. They need them all to stand up. When Southport said it, I think the wind's died off a little bit, so might help that cause. So Lachlan Douglas is the man who replaces Dallas Donnelly onto the field. Mate, I know it's only 12-6, but, mate, I feel Southport need to be the next to score to liven the game up and give themselves any sort of hope. It's pointing at plays the ball, Hampson from half. Mate, they take the two right on half time while I was walking over to the sheds. That was a strange decision. Yeah, it was a little bit odd. 52 metres out from the try line. Couldn't quite get the distance. Had the accuracy. As that kick doesn't get too much distance. Taken on the full from McDonald. Yeah, that was a strange kick too, wasn't it? Gives away good field position on tackle one here. And the second tackle as Ogle crabs across field. They're going to be right on the halfway line. The Burleigh Bears. As Anderson comes and does more work midfield. Jordan Scott from half. Goes to Maiden. He plays out the back to House. Stratton almost gets on the outside of Turner. Turner finally gets him down to ground. Yeah, back row on centre, isn't it? That's good to watch. Tyre goes inside to Maiden. Hasn't he done a mountain of work since he's come onto the field? They go down the left-hand side. House comes against the grain off the left foot. They get him just shy of the line. And that was 6 tackles, so it's going to be a turnover for the Tigers. So good work defending their line there. Yeah, Luke's he's a big boy. He's a big lad, but HTC, he plays 4 games. You know what I mean? You expect him to have a breather at some stage, but he pushes himself. So he's got a fair old motor on him. And you're right, he does go through plenty of work. As Southport work their way out of their end once more.
Here's the new man onto the field, Lachlan Douglas. Taking the hit up, tackled on the 20-metre line. They play out the back to Dayberg Muir. See, he gets out the back. That looked like it came off the hands of Ogle. They're trying
6
to
to
get
go.
6 to go. They do get it now.
They do
Now the
get
ball's popped out the back. They'll come back for the first error off the hands of the Burleigh Bears, so it'll be a scrum feed here to the Tigers.
See, that's the play-on rule. I don't necessarily agree with that either, you know what I mean? I thought they had plenty of time to play on and play that. I suppose the rule's a rule, isn't it? But you pay the penalty for their second error. I get it straight away, but with a little bit of play on, they always bring it back. And South knocked Manly off last night. That chance against Canberra next week, Scotty.
Yeah, what a game that was. They had a little bit of everything last night, didn't it? Sin bins and controversial calls. The Green Machine, chance to get into the grand final next week.
They're going to be tough, eh?
Very tough.
At Canberra.
So Tigers looking to get themselves down the other end of the field here. Gardy again bounces away from one. Farmer reeling out of that tackle. He's just locked up. They play the ball now. Hampson from half. Gets the offload to Douglas. They head down the right-hand side. Parihi goes towards the line. A few tackle here for the Tigers. Tini sends it up. Bit of a floating bomb, this one. Who wants it? Bounces over to Rudley. Rudley. Chance gone begging if he gets his hands on the football
and
there.
6 to go, Burleigh, mate. And they're the things that have got to put Southport in the game, you know what I mean? They've just got to utilise those opportunities. And I know it's a 50-50, and I know it's you're plucking a miracle out of mid-air, but gee whiz, they just need them to stick. Get over the line and give themselves every possibility. They need everything to go their way.
Yeah, a bit of a shake at the head there from Barry Rutley. He knows that was a big opportunity. Ball just falling into his hands. Couldn't pick it up.
Does he score the try?
Oh, I reckon he'd go a whisker away.
He would have been, wouldn't he?
So they're just the little moments in grand finals. They can turn the luck your way. But the Bears hang on. They link up the back. House, they put it through the hands. Anderson again. Going down that left-hand side of the field.
Mate, have a look at the line set here again. They'll just punch it straight back again. And
we'll run from half. Tuppenny.
see, today's game, no matter where you are, Scotty, you're just filling in. It doesn't matter, you're a front row, you're 5'8".
Last tackle. Tor goes down that left-hand side. The ball bounces up nicely.
Yeah, well done, Southport.
We pick up at the back. He still hasn't been tackled.
Then work their way out again.
So they're having to do plenty of hard work. They've been pinned down this end of the field the last couple of sets. Southport. Good metres off that hit up. Monsell on the previous play. As 2 comes across field. They're struggling to get forward here, the Tigers. Monsell again, second hit up in this set. This is the last one. They're going to need a really big kick from Parihi. Instead he runs. He's going to get tackled on 5th in their own end of the field. And the Burleigh Bears fans, they respond to that one. What do you think, Mick?
Mate, it's fallen flat again. I know we're 10 minutes in the second half. I know in the earlier game the old mate was talking about the World Championship, boxing, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman and whatever. Mate, Tigers have got to take this game to Burleigh. They've got to give it to them, you know what I mean? There's got to be urgency. They just got to get out of their skins, you know what I mean? Just going through the motions ain't going to do it.
As they play at the back, Ogle. Nicely, that gets away from Monsell, comes back in field again. Good metres from
Good
Regan
tackle.
Ogle. And Nagati around the legs.
Good tackle, Nagati.
There's Summer now. Back on the field. Right in front of the post. They switch it back underneath. Nice tackle, though. Run into a Tigers.
Yeah, well, they asked the question, and Tigers certainly answered it. You're not going to get through there. If you're going to score a try, you want to do something better than that.
Egan gets under one. Egan goes towards the line, slams the ball down. And they finally crack the Tigers.
Well, they finally crack them, mate. 31 minutes to go. 16-6. Kick to come. That's his good side. You'd expect that, mate. You know what I mean? What do you say with 31 to go? Is that a mountain too high now for Southport?
Yeah, we made mention early on that they needed to stay within striking distance of the Bears. It's the first time they pushed out to a handy lead.
And I know I'm critical of your stats. You say your stats, you say stats, but it's not a coincidence they've only scored 10 points. They struggle to score points against Burleigh. So they're out of their margin now, 16, 18-6 with kick to come. You know, this mountain's getting higher and higher for Southport. They're certainly still in the game. It's not beyond them, but I just wonder where the points are going to come from. You know what I mean? They've got to chance your arm, throw it around, do different things. But the way they're going, they don't look like cracking the Burleigh defence, do they?
Not at this stage. But Burleigh have turned it around in terms of possession as well. So we saw on that previous set, they're struggling to get out of their own end of the field at the moment. And then on fifth tackle, they chose to run. And that was just a result of that. Then they gave away cheap territory, and Matt Egan taking on the line makes them pay.
Matty Egan, very pleased with himself too, as you should be, scoring a try in a grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebration. It's up the knees.
He's missed it. There you go.
Yep. Goes to the right-hand side of the uprights.
And I said it at half-time, although it was 12-6, I thought Southport needed to score first. Well, mate, they need to score next. They absolutely need to score next.
No question. So back underway off the boot of Barry Rutley. Takes the bounce. Caleb Anderson picks up the crumbs. Nice hit up. Picking up plenty of metres. Reece Summer back in. Maiden on the 40-metre line here, the Bears.
They're playing very basic football, and that's all they need to do. They keep doing it. There's your kick.
Inside the 40. Now
is that a 40-20?
Let's see where the touch goes.
Oh, stop it.
Just an inch inside the 20.
Oh, leave me alone.
Could not get any closer to being a 40-20.
Geez, I wish I was in that stand down there. I'd be giving the linesman some.
What about that? You get the measuring tape out.
Burleigh Life member Laurie Phillips comes in to say hello. He must have heard there was pizzas on.
So Daybeg Muir will feed the scrum here. 20 metres out from their own line. Picked up at the back from Hampson. He goes to Rutley. Strong contact from Reece Summer.
And see, what do we see again, Scotty? You know, Southport bringing it out of their own end again. They're a long way from the try line.
Yeah, big set here for the Tigers. Hampson again. Sevo Dervis. Nice run from Douglas. Gets him over the halfway line. Pottinger out the back. Daybeg Muir. Tackled on the 40. Pottinger puts it up. George House coming in at the back. It bounces again. They tap it back this time. It's straight back into the house.
They're inside the 10 Southport, yeah.
So
I thought to myself, why did you let that bounce, George? And he knew exactly what he was doing.
He's going to get it back on the tap back. No problem.
He knew exactly what he's doing. Well read, Georgie House.
Crafty. And inside the 10, the Tigers. So, again, it's just those little things they've got to get right, don't they? They're going to give away cheap field position again.
Mate, I know it's 16-6, and we're saying they've got to score next. And I know it's 26 minutes to go. As that clock keeps ticking away, you know, time's going to be their enemy as well. So they've got another battle on their hands.
Regan Ogle gets us back underway. Darius Farmer into the line. 4 Tigers there in the tackle. Hampson and Fakatihi finish him off. Connor Toa out the back to House. House shows he goes himself. He gets away from the Southport Tigers. Comes off the left foot. Oh, he's sniped.
Mate, that big hole in the ground.
They go down that left-hand side. Anderson, they come back infield. Anderson gets it back off the offload. They're 2 metres out from the line here, the Burleigh Bears.
Hanging in by the skin of their teeth, Southport Tigers.
Ty coming up out of the line. Fakatihi gets away.
It's on out
Egan.
It's,
Takes a deflection there off Watine.
6 to go.
They pick it up.
Mind you, we needed to do it.
Had to get hands. It was going to be try time for sure there for Burleigh. So another fresh set here for the Bears.
Mate, can you hear the cracks?
They're starting to appear, aren't they? Can they hang on? This is a massive set in defence here for the Tigers. Jordan Scott from half out the back. Ty leaps it up and
well
nice
done.
defence.
Well done.
Summer into the line, still driving the legs. Jordan Scott goes to show and go himself.
Oh,
Coming in from the side there. Fakatihi coming in. Oh, and they put him down in
and
a
got the
dangerous
penalty.
position.
And got the penalty.
Right in front of the sticks.
Now, what do you do here? I suppose you punch it over, 18-6. But, mate, the way they're going, they're going to score a try. You have another crack, they will score. But, you know, do you play smart in the grand final and take the 18-6 lead?
Yeah, interesting call. Yeah, so Fakatihi coming in on the previous one, driving in, and then just Jordan Scott ending up in a dangerous position.
They're those tackles, aren't they? When the bloke comes in from the side of it, those tackles that hurt you watching it, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you think, geez,
they can't brace for it, can they? They've pointed to the sticks here,
yeah,
Mick.
take the tee. You're 18-6 lead. And that's a smart footy. I'm sure he would have been tempted to keep the pressure on. But 18-6 means they've got to score 3 tries, you know what I mean? So, and we just wonder where they're going to come from, you know. The Kelly and Zapanowski ready to come back on again. So they'll do the 24 minutes. Luke Madden and Tyler Sparks. So, you know, there's a massive advantage. That's what I said. You see your side with the bench you've got. So you're rolling these 2 blokes on and rolling these 2 on. You know, mate, we get a bit of relief here, but you're getting none.
Yep. Just keeps that continuity going for the Bears. As the conversion goes straight over the sticks. So it is a really handy lead now for the Burleigh Bears. 18-6 on the scoreboard. Can they do it, the Tigers? They've got it, like we've said, throughout the second half. They had to score first. That hasn't happened. They've got to score, and they've got to score really soon.
But you know what? Don't wake up tomorrow wondering. Dead set, have a crack, and just do what you need to do. And that's a good start. 3 in the tackle.
Farmer. Again, met by 3 Tigers defenders. They come back in field. Kelly. Almost looking for the offload out the back. Tackled on the 40-metre line. They play short. Sepnowski.
Yeah.
That man back on the field on the halfway line.
That's what I said. They're relentless, isn't it?
Egan goes short to Farmer. They come down the short side again. Egan puts it on the toe. That's a beautiful kick. Just curled it away.
Mate, well, that's your fundamental football. You wind the clock down. All the boys walk to the scrum, take another 30 seconds off the clock, and you maintain your 18-6 lead. as the minutes tick away. And guess what? Southport are coming out of their end once more.
It's a bit of Groundhog Day for them in the second half, isn't it? Starting their sets deep down in their own end of the field.
Matty Egan's showing a bit of ball skills there.
What about that? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Eat your heart out.
Just in the middle of a grand final, no problem. Just shows the how relaxed these kids are. Nothing phases them, does it?
Plenty of pressure there, wasn't it? I think he did 7 in a row.
It's pretty impressive. So Alan Boyong takes the first hit up from the scrum. Rutley now. Oh, he's met solid Bears defence again. They're pushing back towards his own goal line. Now Kelly coming up out of the line.
You know, you come up out of the line, you've got to make the tackle, and he certainly did that, Kelly. Good on you.
Potting out at the back. Dayberg Muir floats one.
This is good.
Artar almost gets on the back. Ogle coming back in defence. He plays flat to Pottinger. Again, they're struggling to make metres here, the Tigers. They'll kick from their 30. Rutley having to come in to give that one a hoik. He hits.
He just swallows him, Georgie, yes, doesn't he? Yeah. Jeez, he's safe under the ball, isn't he?
Hit him right on the chest. And tackle one. They're 42 metres out from their own line here, the Burleigh Bears. That's Tapani. He's tackled on the halfway line. Caleb Anderson, another run from half. Good metres as well. Punching through the line.
Yeah, great metres.
Gets the quick play the ball as well. Scott schemes out of half. Looking for offside markers. Hampson making the tackle. Egan again, straightens, goes to Farmer. Farmer gets away from one. He's going to crash over the line. And that might be game a set match now for the Burleigh Bears.
Mate, that mountain is taller than Everest as we speak.
There was no stopping Darius Farmer once he got through that first line.
Well, mate, we come into the game saying that Burleigh run into the grand final. What a horrible preparation having one game in 5 weeks. Thought they may have been flat in the first 20 minutes, but, mate, they've scored the try in the first 3.5 minutes, and it's led the day. They've just seemed to be comfortable all day, you know what I mean? They're comfortable within their own skin. They're not playing a flashy brand of football by any means, but they're just fundamentally doing everything correct. Mate, they were down with a 7-2 penalty count at half-time, so, you know, clearly as games go, I don't know whether you call the square up the right thing to do, but they tend to square up the penalties and whatever. So once the possession came back Burleigh's way, they were going to be very, very difficult to maintain and hang on to, but 22-6 were kick to come, 24-6, under 20 minutes to go. Like I said, this mountain's taller than Everest as we speak. And my grand final days, you know, you love them, you know what I mean? When you ring up and ask them, you know, we're doing the call, I get excited, you know, I get goosebumps, you know. Lucky enough to play in a couple and you do. They're just special days. But as I said in the previous games and whatever, but, you know, you get here grand final day, everything's fantastic, everything's beautiful. I just can't wait to get out there, can't wait to do it. Then all of a sudden the full-time hooter goes, you've won the game, you've won the Powerball on the Thursday night, and if you've lost it, you've lost your left arm. It's the emotions are extreme. They've got to hang in there now, Southport. You know, be proud. You've run second in this competition. Yeah, you win a grand final. It's 24-6. You know, don't wake up tomorrow wondering. You know what I mean? I know. Coach Foster said at half-time, don't leave anything in the tank. Well, with 20 to go, Southport have just got to get there and just say, mate, let's go and have a crack. And if it's not good enough, it's not good enough.
Dylan Kelly sends it over. Another 2 points on the board for the Bears. 24 points to 6 now is the score here in the grand final.
You know, it's interesting. After having gone to Foster post-game and whatever, mate, it's interesting. With one game in 5 weeks, I wonder what their preparation was. I wonder if they did a heck of a lot of contact during the weeks they had off and whatever, because, mate, there's nothing like playing. You know, we all know that, regardless what it is. You can train and train and train, but, you know, you're not getting tackled and hit. And, mate, you did say they were flat against Currumbin in that qualifying final. It took them a while to warm into the game.
Yeah, that was probably the only concern that we said, but like you said, they scored the opening points. They came out with plenty of spark early on in the match. It was a tight scoreline at the halftime break, and they have really gone on with it here in the second half, the Bears.
You know, and the Burleigh as a club, they've had an outstanding year. You know, they've had success in all grades all over the paddock. You know what I mean? And they won both Div 1 and Div 2 in the under-18 competitions as well. So the future looks bright. But mate, when you have success, it just feeds through the club there. You know, the interest tomorrow in a grand final qualifying game, under 20s HTC in a grand final qualifying game. You know, reserve grade made the semis and got knocked out. The under 20s got beaten in the grand final today. The women got beaten in the grand final, going for 5 in a row. They got beaten in the grand final. So, you know, but there's plenty of silverware in Burleigh's cupboard, you know, this year, and fingers crossed more to come. So when you've got that sort of success and you've got blokes coming in and they're playing, you know, and there's that interest, you know, there's many blokes played interest in this A-grade side here. You know, you're coming back. It's you know, it's a difficult task at the best of times.
As Alan Boyong takes the first tackle from the scrum. Nice run, bowling over Caleb Anderson. There, Lee Turner, who's one of their best in the first half. Hasn't had too many opportunities in the second. Paulson now. Hampson comes across field. David Muir picks one up around the bootlaces. Shy of the halfway line here, the Tigers. Hampson sends one up again. Georgie House at the back again. Lets it bounce. This time it goes over his head. Pottinger almost picking up the crumbs. Well, isn't the bounce of the ball just going his way today?
Well, I don't get with the bounce of the ball, but he never looks concerned, does he? You know, danger. He's just plucked it out of the air, you know. Pottinger had himself under the dot. And, you know, they're the little things that Tigers need too, you know what I mean? It's just that they haven't had, they've needed the bounce of the ball, and the poor buggers just haven't had it, you know. Mate, you know, they've flown under the radar all year, Scotty, you know what I mean? They've been the quiet achievers all year, and they've got themselves into a grand final. So they've got plenty to be proud of as a club.
Oh, no question.
You know, their reserve grade N20s both made the finals. They both made finals, so, you know, got knocked out early. But, you know, when you've got your 3 senior grades in finals, that's a great effort, great by the club, you know.
So Rutley cleans up at the back. Bit of a loose arm there from Egan. No problems, though, in terms of the high contact. Alan Boyong comes in from the wing. Team from half. Rutley again. Another possession. Runs into Ogle. And Egan again. Oh, a little bit of work in that. The two halves coming together there.
I tell you what, he's played it, but it had to be a penalty. Mate, good on him, fair dinkum. Matty Egan shakes his head, but, mate, there was nothing but a penalty. Dayberg Muir, well done.
They know each other very well, those two boys. As it goes in towards the Southport fans standing out here on the hill. So we really haven't seen the Tigers with ball in hand down this end of the field.
No, we haven't, mate. I'll tell you, that's yeah. I haven't looked left. I haven't looked left at all in the second half. As the Burleigh Brigade starts.
Yeah, they're trying to rally the Bears. Still got the handy lead, but they're getting behind them in this defensive set. Chance for points here for the Tigers. As Hampson just turns in, Pottinger underneath. It's gone forward.
Don't. Don't.
Yeah, just no need.
13 to go, 24-6. Last thing you want is 50 cups. That's. I don't know what's going to become of this.
They're still having a bit of a dig.
At the moment, we got a Burleigh feed from a knock on.
Yeah, let's just get on with it, boys.
Let's see what results from this.
So referee just separating the two teams now. Let's see what the call's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Original call's a knock on against the Tigers.
Yeah, the initial call's a Burleigh feed. So time off now. We'll have
Separating the two teams.
down to 27 players.
So the touch is on the field now as well, conferring with the on-field.
Now, we're in the scorer's box, and the blokes just asked, are we wide into the referee? Which, clearly we are. So now they're having a chat there. He said, I'll be going down the Burleigh Hotel. I'll be having steak and chips tonight for dinner.
The special tonight.
The special, absolutely.
Having a good chat here.
And the little bloke, I can't believe he's having KFC.
Oh, he's going solo.
There we go. They're going to lose their feet, I think.
Yeah, it seems that way. Calling the Burleigh Bears players out.
Oh, here we go.
They
Here
sent
we
Kelly
go.
back. Now the captain here and Pottinger for the Tigers. The crowd's getting pretty vocal.
Oh, I think Pottinger, he had not a nasty bone in his body, is he?
Yeah. Well, the knock-on originally came from him, and there was a bit of fracas, and he got himself a little bit involved after the play. Definitely didn't see any punches thrown or anything like that. Just a bit of frustration, no doubt, coming from the Southport players. Oh, he's been given 10.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. That's a shame. I didn't really see what happened, but 24-6, 12 to go. Mate, you need 13 blokes out there. Who's gone? The 11 or...
It's Pottinger, I think, who will make his way off the field. He's trying to pull a smoky and just work his way back into the defensive line. He's off.
Well, that's, mate, he's got 2 minutes of a grand final left when he comes back. And that's a shame, mate. I tell you, every time we've called Southport, he's been a key man. He's had a great year.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
And, mate, he did. When they looked gone last week, he's jumped out of his skin and sparked them up, didn't he?
So what a chance here for the Bears. They got the man advantage for the next 10 minutes. 24-6 up here in the grand final.
Well, Scotty, they don't have to do anything. It's all Southport are the ones that have got to chance everything. You know what I mean? They just got to go through the motions, Burleigh.
Putting the ball through the hands. Stratton gets the flick around the back. That's gone
He
forward.
scored that touch judge report.
Yeah. That was the right call. Gee whiz, they went straight away, didn't they?
Yeah.
They pulled the trigger.
Well, they said we got the overlap. We'll utilise this. When I thought play smart, well, no one in the world they're going to play smart. We'll play that smart. We'll throw another try on the board. But game of inches. Certainly forward. There's no argument with it.
Yeah,
But
no question.
so what are we doing in the off-season, Scotty? What happens now?
What do we do? This is the worst time of year. No footy. We'll hang on to the NRL for as long as that lasts.
Well, we got Burleigh tomorrow, mate. Burleigh and Sunshine Coast tomorrow, which should be a cracker, both games.
Yeah, so Intrust Super Cup final next Sunday
At Redcliffe.
at Redcliffe. It'll be a chocker crowd out there.
Burleigh versus whoever.
What was the time off for anyway?
So Hampson in the half goes to Polson. And they finish their season off with a bit of pride here, the Tigers. Buck T here, coming back in field. Right on the halfway line here, the Tigers. It's Hampson, goes across field. They come back underneath. Nice tackle there on Nathan Young. Hampson again. Parihi out the back, cops a solid shot off the ball. They play on though, Turner gets it on the outside, they turn it back infield. The ball spills out here and the Bears have cleaned it up. There's a bit of concern out in the backfield for Campbell. Parihi copped an absolute shot there from Reece Summer. The referee calls time off now. He's back to his feet, which is good signs.
Mate, fair dinkum. Tell me this ain't a rort. The Gold Coast Rugby League officials won the $500 double for the third year in a row. You tell me that's not a rort.
There needs to be an investigation.
There needs to be an inquiry, Jeff Tuvey. Yes.
So the Burleigh Bears fans, they're riding the boys home now. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the A-grade grand finals. Hampson tries to reef it out. They'll give 6 more tackles to the Bears. Ogle picks it up from half, skips away from one. They play the ball. Again, nice footwork. Links up with House. House gives it to, that's Halatau, who's onto the field now.
Yeah, good on him. That's good footy.
First touch for him. Egan. Oh, sends it across. Rutley having a chop at that, getting hands on the ball. It'll be a knock-on against the Tigers.
Yet again, it's a play that had to be made. There were more points Burleigh if he don't touch that ball.
Yeah, that's twice. Oh, the referee's putting his hand out towards the Tigers' feet.
No.
Have we missed something here?
Oh, well, I have. If it's a Tigers' feet, I've missed something, and it looks like it is.
Time off. Any communication coming in?
Yeah, 8 to go, 24-6. Let's have a chat. Well, mate, I did miss. I don't know. That's why they're getting the feed, or they're getting the feed, but
Finally get a bit of luck going their way. Zayberg Muir feeds it, picks it up at the back. Goes to Sevi Dervis. Hampson goes short and flat to Turner. Turner plays the ball. Fakatihi tackled around the legs from Halatau. Hampson again to Paulson. 15 out from the line here, the Tigers. Can they finally get some points on the board in the second half? Out the back, Hampson can't link up. There's a tackle off the ball. Caleb Anderson just taken out.
Well, you know what?
It's actually a penalty for the offside.
Yeah, and you'd like to put Tigers finish with points. Put something on, boys. And you know what? 2019, yeah. Currumbin in the 20s, Mudgery in the reserve grade, and it appears Burleigh in the A grade. And gee whiz, it won't be long before we're ticking around again, Scotty. It just rolls in and rolls out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's another season gone.
Another season gone. As quick as what it started.
You know, the old catch cry, and whoever said it, the greatest game of all, and isn't it what? Mate, you've been good company. I've loved doing the calling, and it's been a pleasure doing the grand final. It's been absolutely outstanding, and I was lucky enough to do the reserve grade, which was an absolute crack of a game.
Yeah, it's been good fun this year. I hope everyone's enjoyed the coverage being streamed through from Bar TV.
Mate, we had people tune in the reserve grade. We had Alaskan listeners, so
Alaskan
listeners,
League's
yeah.
huge in Alaska.
Yeah, well, they were fishing. They were fishing at the time and had the radio on, so I don't know who they were related to. I might have Alaskan relatives. How would you know?
That's right. That might be somewhere we can go in the off-season. Let's go ice fishing in Alaska together.
Well, Jimmy Lennon always says, at least you know your mother's listening, and and God love your mum. So how's that one, Jimmy? We've got Alaskan listeners.
There you go. We're going global. So can the Tigers finally get some points? Hampson flicks underneath
well
Nagati.
Well done.
Bounces over. Good on him. Good result.
Yeah, well done.
There was no way anyone was going to stop the big man from getting over.
Look at the urgency, mate. They've scored that try. They're running back. Punch it over. 24-12. Right, they'll punch this over quickly and say, well, go. Now we'll see. They'll chance their arm now for sure and certain.
We said it in the first half as well. It's amazing what a try can do. It'll spark it.
It's ridiculous. What it does in round 1 and round 2, let alone a grand final. And, mate, they've jumped up and got straight back, so they're saying, well, let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens.
So just a bit of a chat happening as well between the Burleigh captain and referee. Time back on. Rutley right in front of the sticks. Sends it over. So 24-12 is the score. 7 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah.
Still time.
Mate, well, that's an important set of 6 here. Let's see what they can do. And dead set chance your arm. You have got nothing to lose. And I know, you'd be happy. You go down fighting. You're absolutely happy. You know what I mean? And they've got to get a bounce their way or do something ridiculous. But mate, stranger things happened in this great game.
The Bears taking every second off the clock they can. Get us back underway. Nice deep kick-off here, taken deep into the in-goal area. Paulson coming in from the back fence. Gardy again. Nice good hit up. Gets the offload out the back. Martini in support. Hampson on half. This is Sever-Dervis. It's away from Reece Summer. Paulson again. Nice putt play. They try to go short and flat to the Gardy. And what about the tackle there from Jordan Scott, putting his body on the line against the big man?
Well, Scotty, I've got a bit of a coup for Bar TV people. President Peter Daly comes in, and with 5 minutes to go in this grand final, number 9 for Burleigh, Jordan Scott, will get the man of the match.
Congratulations to him. What a game he's had out here this afternoon.
So that's a coup for the viewers or the listeners.
Yeah, right on cue as he made that big tackle on Denzel Nagati in the line. So congratulations, Jordan Scott.
Breaking news.
Yeah, the man of the match in the 2019 A-grade grand final this afternoon.
And the nature of the game, mate, any one of 10 could have got the man of the match in this Burleigh outfit today.
Yeah, there's been plenty that have been good, including that man, George House, who dishes off to Caleb Anderson. Kelly to Hallertau.
And Southport broke their 10-point barrier, Scotty.
Yeah.
They got over the 10.
Little positive aspect for them. And definitely the closest margin that we've seen when these two teams have played this year.
But they see that Southport, what we've seen them play, they just seem to grind away and wear sides down. And Burleigh's a very difficult side. Ridiculously as it sounds, they grind away, and they've got that little bit of extra flair.
So Paulson plays it. I can see he puts it on the toe this
Good
time.
footy. Good footy.
In chase. The bounce of the ball goes to Dayberg Muir. He gets the quick play. The ball. Rutley links up with Fakati. He's steaming on. As Farmer comes over the top. So tackled 20 metres out here, the Tigers. Hampson picks up and goes. Dayberg Muir goes short and flat. The Arta, big tackle from McDonald.
Score.
They got a chance here, the Tigers. Can they pull it off? Hampson, what do they go with? They play out the back.
Oh, it's on. It's on.
Have they got the numbers? They get it around the back.
No.
It's picked up from Tapani. He gets back in field, gets away from one.
Was that the last roll of the dice? I think so.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes to go on the clock.
Mate, it was on. It had to be pinpoint, but...
Finally, the bounce of the ball goes the way of the Tigers that time, falling in the hands of Dayberg Muir, but they just couldn't capitalise on the back end of that set.
Would have made for an interesting last 2 minutes, wouldn't it? 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that would have been exciting. Stepanowski again, another hit up in this match. Scott, the player of the final, dishes off. Gardy coming over the top to finish off that tackle.
Mate, he's certainly attracted plenty of attention today.
Oh, here we go.
Look at this.
They've got numbers lining up all over the place. And Georgie House is going to slam this one down under the post.
Have a look at him.
And the boys are coming from absolutely everywhere. The Burleigh Bears are going to take this final out.
Yeah, mate, the bench celebrates now. And, mate, without question, good on you, Southport Tigers. You made a grand final. You finished second in the competition proper, but, mate, Burleigh have just been the outstanding side week in, week out. You know, during the course here, they had one loss and one draw. both to the nemesis Tugan, but mate, they've just rolled through and they've just had that little bit more class than anyone else got it. You know what I mean? And a rap to Roy Leone, the development officer here, mate. The systems in place are really working for the Bears.
Oh, they've been an absolute class above this year, as you said, to finish the regular season with only a loss and a draw against their name. They deserve to take the title. They won the minor premiership, 11 points clear at the top of the table.
And Scotty, we were lucky enough to call the Tugan game when they got beat for the Cracker Tangatoa Cup. And, mate, the side that Burleigh put out that day, that was on paper, and as we said, with paper side don't win games, but that side on paper the day they got beat was arguably the strongest side they fielded all year. But, they dropped that game, but week in, week out. And that's what I said, mate. You go short, you got reserve grade of the made semis, got knocked out in the second week. You got the 20s, got beat in the grand final today. Both HDC 20s and in trust playing for qualifying grand final games tomorrow. And the women's, lost their fifth grand final in a row. You know what I mean? So they're successful over the paddock, everywhere.
As Dylan Kelly sends it over for the extra points.
With less than a minute to go, with 30 to 12.
So a pretty complete second half in the end from the Burleigh Bears. The two coaches coming together on the sideline, shaking hands. Good to see.
Mate, they both got a lot to be proud of, Dowdy, I hope they're not too flat, the boys, but they're just up against a pretty classy outfit.
So we're under 30 seconds left here in this grand final. The Burleigh Bears, they're about to lift the trophy. It's the player of the final, Jordan Scott, has another little run from half. Toa takes a charge down here. Hampson is still playing. They shuffle it over the sideline.
And that's all she wrote.
And that is all she wrote. The Burleigh Bears are the 2019 Gold Coast Rugby League A-grade champions.
Mate, deserved winners. Been the best side all year. They've been the benchmark. Mate, preparation wasn't great. One game in 5 weeks. They've come here today and done the job. Well done. And well done to Southport Tigers. You've run second on the ladder. They're going to be feeling pretty flat and pretty disappointed, but they've got a lot. They've had a great year, mate. But no one really rated them. They flew under the radar all year. We're all talking about, Burleigh. It's going to be Burleigh. It's going to be Churg, and it's going to be Currumbin, And even during the guts of the year, when Southport were running second, Scotty, no one was rating them. Well, bingo, they've got themselves in a grand final, albeit they've got beat here today. But, be proud, boys. Be absolutely proud. You've achieved plenty this year, so Dowdy and the boys, good on you.
Yeah, congratulations to the Southport Tigers, finishing runner-up in this year's competition, but the Burleigh Bears just far too classy, finishing on top of the table after the regular season, and they put the complete performance on here in the grand final to take the title. Well, that is a wrap for us for 2019. As we may mention, we hope you enjoyed the coverage through Bar TV this year. Big congratulations again to the Burleigh Bears. Thank you, Mick, for all your help and commentary expertise throughout the season. It's
Mate,
been
I've loved it.
Very enjoyable to have you in the box.
I've loved it. Thanks, heaps.
Congratulations again to the Burleigh Bears. They are the 2019 Rugby League Gold Coast A-grade champions.
Matty.
Well done.
You got a double. Congratulations, Thank you. Out after next week, we'll shake your teeth.
I'm fucking there enough tonight.
Fight no more round, boys.
I'm on actually the last one, but from the other spot? Yeah. Take your time.
Trying to make the way to the presentation area, please.
Good game, Wing.
Guys, can you please move to the presentation area, please?
We all didn't look at him.
The player of the 2019 Southport Grand Final goes to number 9 from Burleigh, Jordan Scott. First of all, thanks to the Southport boys. That was a hell of a game. That first half, latest half. So keep your heads up. And to my boys, what a year. Let's have a good night, eh? Yeah, forward.
He scored.
I'd like to thank Gold Coast Rugby League first and foremost for putting on the competition this year. It's always been a great pleasure to play in this comp and to compete at a high level, and to have Burleigh has always been a tough competition that they are. Also to have all the support with like the touchies, the refs, facilities, the whole program. It's a pleasure to have a good comp and something to play. To my boys, we had a hell of a season, boys. I don't think anyone believed in us to get to the GF, but we believed in ourselves. That's all that matters, really. I think we were picked to come 6th at the start of the year, and we proved the few doubters wrong. So hold your heads up high. I apologise on the big stage now for getting frustrated during the game. It's just my passion, wearing my heart on the sleeve. To all our supporters, thank you very much for coming out. Sport like this isn't anything without the supporters. You make everything. You make the money, you make the fans, you make the banter, you make the drama, you make the fun, you make everything. So love all of you. You're all the family. Love us all. To Burleigh, these have been like the pinnacle of the competition the whole way through. I think he's only lost one game, and it proved today out on the field that he's very clinical, very clean, very professional. Hats off to yourselves for winning, well deserved. Congratulations, boys, and I know that you enjoyed tonight. Number 1, Zora Martin. Number 2, Number 3 is me, Number 4, Naz Monson. Number 5, Aaron Rugby. Number 6, Campbell. Number 7, Jermaine Baker. Number 8, Pete Colton. Number 9, Jacob Bowman.
Once again, put your hands together for Southport Tigers. Here's Jeopardy today. Their president, Jordy, and Steve just said guys were in the pinnacle of their competition all year, well done. Obviously had a great structure here. Just a reminder that the 20s and ISB are playing here tomorrow. We've had a huge sort of pub this year, and wish you all the best in the future. You bunch of guys, well done for what you've got here today and for the whole year. And staff Matt and the captain have come forward to stay through work. So, after under the goal, guys, well done.
Firstly, I'd like to thank all the supporters for coming out today. Gold Coast A-grade grand final was probably one of the biggest days on the coast, and you didn't disappoint today. He's always hard, always harsh on us boys, always throwing shade, but that's how it is. Before I took my boys Southport, like I said before we were playing there, he's had a bloody good year there. He's had a bit of a slump before the finals, and then he's come home strong. And you put us today. That first half was really tough. And then it's got to keep chipping away. Suruba, you've been a legend in this Gold Coast competition. I've got much respect for you. Thanks for coming out. I'd like to thank our coaching staff, Matty Foster. Welcome back to A grade. Our manager Paulie, the knockers, Hamo, Hesse, Age, Lockie, wherever you are. Thanks for the day, brother. Lastly to my boys. It's always a pleasure playing with this group of boys, group of men, No, it's been a bloody good year, and I've enjoyed every week. Pleasure to lead you out each week. And let's get to the celebrations, eh?
I'll just get the trophy presented to Cohen and captain of Burleigh from 2009.
Okay, so we're going to call the team starting at fullback, Georgie House.
Song, boys! Three, two, one. Let's go! Jordy's got at the front. It's all pumped up the back.
Do you want me to keep getting stuff, or is that it? Look happy this time. Stay there, boys. Skip it. Leave the trophy for this way. Come forward.
Oh, here he is. We missed this photo.
Come forward.
Oh,
No, come right up here.
let's go.
I like the green. Come a bit closer. Right. Hold that up like I'm taking a selfie with everyone in behind.
Get it. He's good at setting it up. There you go.
All right, so yeah, all good.
Too lazy, mate. You too.